From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Tuesday morning. We have some good news on the fire front in that the Tannum Canyon fire that was burning in South Kittitas County, that is 100% contained. So we can move on to other fires now. Let's start with this Walla Walla River Road fire that's burning in Umatilla County, 1,500 acres. We don't have an official percentage in terms of containment, but per the rural fire department from Milton Freewater, looks like they are having a lot of success with this. So definitely sending some good vibes to not just them, but to all the firefighters that are working on the front lines. Now let's pivot over to Yakima County, where we have the Retreat fire that is just shy of 30,000 acres. It's still on the outskirts of Titan, only 4% contained now, and we still do have these level 3 and level 2 evacuations. We have all these listed online at applevalleyNewsNow.com. On to the Black Canyon fire, which is also in Yakima County, just outside Buenos. This one a little over 9,200 acres, and it is just about 90% contained. No more evacuations with this one. And then with the Lone Rock fire, look at this. You can count them on one hand. 1, 2, 3. That's the amount of hotspots that are being detected by satellite. So this fire is definitely not what it once was, but it's still over 130,000 acres and only 73% contained. And there are still level 3 evacuations in place for southwestern Morrow County. On to the Battle Mountain complex now. This thing is still raging, although the weather yesterday definitely helped out a little bit. But still, the Monkey Creek fire, only 8% contained, now above 170,000 acres. And then this NF Owen fire, we're about ready to delete this off the map as well, as it's now 90% contained. Several evacuations still in place with this complex. You got level 3s, level 2s, and level 1s. And again, you can find all of these listed online at applevalleyNewsNow.com. And I'll show you what all these fires are doing to our air quality. Also, I'll show you some lingering showers for this morning that could help out with the situation. So all that coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, the Retreat fire burning in Yakima County has burned nearly 30,000 acres. We have the latest from fire officials.
Aaron Ong, the man from Idaho accused of kidnapping his 2-year-old daughter, is now facing a federal charge. That charge and what the child's mother is saying coming up.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica DeLal.
And I'm Jill Sperling. It is Tuesday, July 30th.
Welcome back, Jill.
Thank you so much,
you
Jessica.
You celebrated a birthday this weekend,
Well, I wouldn't
you?
say celebrated. So
no? What happened?
I took a couple extra days off because I was going to celebrate my birthday.
Yes, what happened?
I was sick all weekend long. So I kind of just stayed in bed, watched some movies.
That's
it was a low-key birthday.
Yeah.
You know what? I needed the rest.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I needed to recuperate. So that was
Are you feeling better?
I'm feeling better.
Great.
Still have a cough. Hopefully it won't bother me this morning, but we'll see. Yeah.
Well, we're going to start with fire coverage and continuing coverage actually this morning on the Retreat fire 14 miles southwest of Natchez. It's burned nearly 30,000 acres now.
Now this fire has triggered the evacuation of nearby homes, all while firefighters are trying to stop its spread.
There are more than 400 firefighters working 16 hours days to put out this fire. So far, fire officials say they've been able to protect many of the structures threatened by this fire.
Right now, the priority is establishing a fire line between the flames and structures on the outskirts of Titan and Cowichy.
So originally, because of prevailing winds, the fire did spread to the easterly direction. And so that's been our focus with primary, what we call values at risk, meaning private properties, homes, structures, being out in the communities.
Coming up at 6 this morning, our Emily Goodell has an exclusive look at some of the damage caused by this fire.
The Black Canyon fire burning in Kittitas and Yakima counties is now 89% contained. The fire has burned more than 9,000 acres. All evacuation levels have been dropped with this fire, according to Yakima Valley Emergency Management.
And now to the Battle Mountain Complex fire. There are level 1, 2, and 3 evacuation orders still in place. These evacuations include parts of Umatilla County and Morrow County. So far, the Monkey Creek fire, which is a part of the Battle Mountain Complex fire, has burned nearly 172,000 acres. And the Monkey Creek fire is just 8% contained at this time and has been burning since July 18th. Turning to Yakima now, where an investigation is underway after a deadly crash in the county. Police say it was all due to a 3-car crash.
It happened just west of Wiley City. Police rushed to the scene around noon yesterday. The crash was between a sedan, a Pacific-powered diesel truck, and a Honda.
According to the Yakima County Sheriff's Office, a tandem road at Stanton Road was going to be closed for the rest of the evening. More details will be released later this week, and no word yet on any other injuries.
A Moscow father is now facing a federal charge of international parental kidnapping.
This after police say he left the United States for Mexico. Police searched nationwide for Aaron Ong last month after they say he took his toddler camping in Montana.
But he never returned the little girl to her biological mother. Ong's girlfriend was also scheduled to fly to Europe with her mom, but left the airport in Seattle just before boarding.
Ong, his daughter, and his girlfriend were found in Mexico earlier this month. The toddler's mother tells investigators Ong had been abusive and that she was in the process of taking him to court for not paying child support.
People in Pasco say they're getting scam calls asking to pay overdue utility bills.
Customers reached out to the city about these scams. Utility officials say scammers are calling Pasco utility customers and requesting payment over the phone.
Now, the city of Pasco says it will never ask for card information over the phone, and these calls are usually made after city business hours. Officials say this is not the first time they've seen something like this.
If they're demanding or asking for payment over the phone, that's the big telltale sign. So we're asking people, don't give any sort of personal information, your account information. And then if you ever have a doubt, please reach out to us and then we can verify those calls.
If you would like to pay over the phone, there is a secure automated system. That number can be found on the City of Pasco's website, along with other official payment methods. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, the new warning from the Health District in Yakima County. When we come back, we'll tell you where harmful algae blooms have been detected.
Plus, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your weather forecasts. Good Morning Northwest will be back in just a moment.
There was a time when you could get a complete meal for just $5, but you gotta go way back. Well, just a Tuesday. Yes, Tuesdays at A&W, single Papa Burger combos complete with fries and a root beer cost just $5. This all-time great deal is available Tuesdays only at A&W.
I learned the value of hard work right here in these fields as my immigrant parents pick crops. I graduated from Yakima Valley College and Gonzaga, worked for Congress and the state legislature. Now I'm running for state senate because we need someone who will fight for Central Washington. We're losing good paying jobs and warehouses are closing. I'm Maria Beltran, and I ask for your vote because our best days are ahead of us.
Paid for by friends Maria Beltran.
It's time to get moving with a new car from Overturf Kia. The new 2024 Kia Niro gives you 3 great ways to save fuel. Available with a fuel-efficient gas-electric hybrid, a plug-in hybrid, or as a full electric vehicle. A new 2024 Kia Niro LX gas-electric hybrid starts at just $28,980. Plus, get 4.99% interest for up to 72 months. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
I'm Jared Sessler, a Navy veteran, job creator, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message. It was a great honor to receive President Trump's endorsement, and unlike my opponent Dan Newhouse, who joined Democrats to impeach President Trump, I'll be a strong ally for the MAGA agenda. But an even greater honor would be to earn your support. I took an oath to this country when I began my military service, and I kept it. And I'm asking for your vote so I can take that oath once more and serve in Congress as the conservative we deserve.
Oh, another morning to savor the crunchy nooks and cranny splendor of a Thomas's English muffin.
Tom, which is a nook and which is a cranny?
That's a nook, cranny, 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 nook, cranny. I mean, they should be teaching you this in school. Huzzah! A toast to breakfast.
KFC's fan favorite country fried steak is just $5.99 every Wednesday. It's a complete meal with your favorite sides. Best of all, it's just $5.99. Country fried steak, $5.99 Wednesdays only at KFC.
Man, I'm so excited right now. The greatest group of all time. Name a musical instrument that might give you when you go to hell.
Bagpipes. Celebrity Family Feud, new tonight on ABC.
Hiking with awesome views of the Tri-Cities area. Fly the Northwest tonight. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We are watching some showers exiting the region right now. We have just some very light showers right now in southern portions of Umatilla counties. Looks like all this is starting to exit Walla Walla County as well. We'll see what ends up happening with all this on the west side if it ends up making it to either Kittitas or Yakima counties, but the chances for that looking pretty low. Just given that our weather has been cooler over the past couple of days, that means that fire behavior has been a little bit tamer, which means in turn that our air quality has been a little bit better. So for right now, other than the extreme southern sections of Umatilla and Morrow counties, it looks like our air quality is pretty good. But with that in mind, we still do have an air quality alert in place for Yakima County until further notice, with the air quality being especially risky in those areas immediately downwind of the retreat fire. Let's show you what happens to all the smoke over the next couple of days with our smoke forecast. We put this in motion. This is lunchtime. You're not really seeing that much on the map, and then even by 5 p.m. looks like air quality should be pretty good overall. Where we will have smoke will again be immediately downwind of those fires, and this model is picking up on that the most in Yakima County. The cycle into tomorrow is essentially the same. Air quality looking pretty good for most spots, except for those areas that'll be immediately downwind of the fires. Here's your hour by hour for today for the Tri-Cities. Plenty of sunshine for today. High temperatures ending up in the upper 80s, but the heat is about to be very much on towards the end of this week. I'll tell you just how hot we could get coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. We go now to your health headlines. A health alert out of Yakima County specifically. Test results from the Yakima Health District's harmful algae surveillance program is showing a harmful algae bloom at Elton Pond in East Sela. The test results show the pond exceeded the recreational limit of a potent liver toxin. The Yakima Health District has added warning signs around the pond to notify individuals of the toxic algae and that the pond is unsafe for people and pets. Further testing of the pond will be conducted weekly. A new study has found a link between anxiety and developing dementia years later. Researchers followed 2,000 participants over the age of 60 through several years. 64 participants developed dementia, and the authors found chronic and new onset anxiety nearly tripled the risk of dementia. However, anxiety that was resolved within the first 5 years of the study was unassociated with a greater risk. Doctors say these findings highlight the importance of addressing and treating anxiety, especially since dementia is a leading cause of death. In more health news, a new study shows weight loss drugs that have gained recent popularity may show promise for curbing smoking. The study was published Monday in the journal Annals of Internal Medicine. It examined the medical records of more than 200,000 people who started medications to treat type 2 diabetes. Nearly 6,000 of them use semaglutide medications, that's like Ozempic or Wegovy, and over a year's time, researchers found people who use those medications were a lot less likely to have medical encounters for tobacco use disorders. They were also less likely to have prescriptions for medications to help quit smoking or seek counseling for smoking cessation. But the study authors noted a decrease in people seeking treatment for tobacco use could just suggest their use decreased or they became less willing to seek help. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, we take a look at how current mortgage rates that are impacting home sales. That's coming up in your Consumer Watch. Keep it here. We will be right back.
Drive into summer with a Honda CR-V and Accord. Your fun-to-drive, weekend getaway vehicles. From Honda, the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. So act now to get an offer you'll love. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
Tiffany Smiley is not who she says she is.
Tiffany Smiley started a PAC claiming to raise money to support conservative candidates, but contributions were funneled to pay off her own $1 million campaign debt.
Of the almost $800,000 she raised, only $24,800 went to candidates. Instead, Tiffany used the money on luxury travel and to try to pay off her massive debt.
Tiffany Smiley deceived her donors. Don't let her deceive you.
I'm Dan Newhouse, and I approve this message.
David, did you remember to get me an anniversary present?
Anniversary? Of course, it's Mattress Depot USA's anniversary, and we're having a gigantic sale.
Take advantage of our best prices of the year.
And interest-free financing.
David, you do know anniversaries only come once a year, right?
Yes, and if you miss ours, you'll be sorry.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
I have worked with Senator Curtis King for the past 2 years, and I know how much he cares about the constituents in his district. He is well respected by both parties. He is results-oriented, and he works very hard for the district.
We got to elect Curtis King. He has a proven record. We're very lucky to have him as a representative in the Senate.
There is no better candidate for the job than Senator Curtis King.
I'm Senator Curtis King, and I'd appreciate your support. Thank you.
Meet Fat Beam Fiber, the fastest growing fiber provider in the West. With over 150,000 fiber miles across 150 cities and 8 states, we offer reliable internet and top-tier service to business, government, healthcare, education, and residential customers. From dedicated internet access to wireless backup, our team ensures 99.99% uptime and superior connectivity. Trust Fat Beam Fiber to expand network capabilities and protect your data. Discover more and request a quote at fatbeamfiber.com.
Good Morning Northwest streams all day at AppleValleyNewsNow.com and our mobile apps.
Welcome back. The nation's gross national debt hit a record high yesterday, rising above $35 trillion. The financial hole has arrived quicker than most economists had predicted. Last Monday, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said the U.S. debt was relatively reasonable considering the size of the economy. America hasn't been able to cut back on borrowing due to rising costs of federal programs and lawmakers failing to enact budget cuts. A recent study by Bankrate found nearly half of homeowners want mortgage rates much lower before purchasing a new home. In today's Consumer Watch, Jen Sullivan looks at how current rates are impacting home sales.
It's part of the American dream, owning a home. But it's a dream that has recently been unreachable for many as inflation rates hit a 23-year high.
High mortgage rates and high home prices have really deferred that dream for a lot of Americans. It's just really hard to buy a home right now, especially for first-time buyers.
Jeff Ostrowski is an analyst at Bankrate. They recently conducted a survey with over 1,000 current home buyers and found 47% say they need to see mortgage rates fall below 5% for them to be comfortable purchasing a new home this year. 38% say they want to see those rates at less than 4%. But current rates are much higher than that. According to Freddie Mac, as of last week, a 30-year fixed mortgage rate was 6.78%.
The expectations among Americans aren't really in line with the mortgage rate reality.
The high rates could be turning away potential buyers. Existing home sales slipped in June to 5.4%, according to the National Association of Realtors. While sales are down, prices are up. The median home sale price in June was $426,900. That's the second straight month prices have reached an all-time high.
All those homeowners who locked in their 3% mortgage rates during the pandemic are in no hurry to get another mortgage at 7%, and that's really frozen the housing market.
The good news is many economists predict the Federal Reserve will drop interest rates in September, but Ostrowski says the mortgage market will likely dip before the Fed acts. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
A new grant program is offering Washingtonians $200 to put toward their energy bills. The program's aim is to support low and moderate income families. The $150 million program will help up to 675,000 Washington households, according to the Department of Commerce. A one-time $200 bill credit will be distributed into eligible customers' accounts on September 15th. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, Comic-Con took place in San Diego over the weekend. We've got the highlights coming up in your entertainment headlines.
Danny was rear-ended by a semi-truck. Serious injuries.
Mariano's reputation and experience gave him an advantage over the insurance company.
Daniel got paid a lot.
He lives up to his reputation, which is somebody who gets results.
Call 853-2222.
Well, it's almost election time.
Typical politicians trying to tell us they're conservative.
Yeah, well, that's not Congressman Newhouse. He worked with the liberals to try to remove Trump. And don't get me started on that Sessler.
He's not just a vegan.
Sessler wants a 30% tax on everything we buy.
Even my haircut.
Even my beer. He wants 30% if I want to buy new land.
So the choice is a never-Trumper or a vegan.
Tiffany Smiley.
Oh, Smiley's the one.
I really like her.
MWSA Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Warning, your air conditioner unit needs service. Would you like me to call Bruce?
Yes, call Bruce.
Thanks to today's modern technology, it's never been easier to call Bruce Heating and Air. When your AC unit needs serviced, call Bruce.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get this party started.
Just make sure you call the right Bruce.
Now through September 30th, receive rebates up to $1,850 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Take good care of you, Bruce Heating and Air.
I'm Jared Sessler, a Navy veteran, job creator, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message. It was a great honor to receive President Trump's endorsement, and unlike my opponent Dan Newhouse, who joined Democrats to impeach President Trump, I'll be a strong ally for the MAGA agenda. But an even greater honor would be to earn your support. I took an oath to this country when I began my military service, and I kept it. And I'm asking for your vote so I can take that oath once more and serve in Congress as the conservative we deserve.
Save now with hot August specials in Bi-Mart's latest savings book arriving this week. Save $30 on a Winchester 18-gun cabinet, now just $149.99. PMC 5.56 62 grain ammo is just $9.99. Plus buy more and save with digital rebates on Chevron 15W40 diesel oil. Buy 3 gallons and save $10. Buy 6 gallons and save $25. Save now store-wide with our latest savings book only at Bi-Mart.
Danny was rear-ended by a semi-truck. Serious injuries.
Mariano's reputation and experience gave him an advantage over the insurance company.
Daniel got paid a lot.
He lives up to his reputation, which is somebody who gets results.
Call 853-2222.
Hiking with awesome views of the Tri-Cities area. Fly the Northwest tonight. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We're continuing to track just these very light showers that are withering away as we speak. You can see a couple sprinkles now forming in the upper valley of Yakima County. So we'll see what ends up happening to all this. But Futurecast is going to paint the picture in that we're not going to deal with this for much longer. By the time we get to lunchtime, should be dry and the clouds should be breaking apart. So for today into the afternoon, we'll have clearing skies. We'll have pretty good air quality. Could have a little bit of haze, especially immediately downwind of the retreat fire in Yakima County. But other than that, highs will be about 5 degrees below average for late July. That means most of us will end up in the 80s, and winds will gust out of the north and west for Kittitas and Yakima counties, but out of the west and southwest for the rest of us, gusting between 20 to 30 miles per hour. For tonight, we should have clear skies, maybe a little bit more haze in Yakima County. Other than that, overnight lows dropping down into the 50s, so it's going to be a little cool out there, and we could have some residual wind gust up in the Kittitas Valley, gusting upwards maybe 20 to 25 miles per hour. Okay, so overall should be much drier for Wednesday and Thursday. Then we're tracking some more small thunderstorm chances for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And that is going to coincide with some very dry fuels because the temperatures will be going way up there. We'll be between 105 to 110. So expect another heat wave, expect more dry fuels, expect lightning over the dry fuels, and so that will up the risk for fire starts. Here is the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. More sunshine today, triple digits by Thursday, and between 105 to 110 by Friday. For Yakima, we'll have hazy and smoky conditions downwind of the retreat fire, near 105 for Friday, and then some small shower and thunderstorm chances for Sunday and Monday. For Hermiston, lots of sunshine through Friday, highs above 100 degrees for Thursday and beyond. And clouds maybe keeping us a little bit cooler for Saturday, even though the air temperature suggests 102, but maybe some clouds could provide a little bit more shade. And then for Walla Walla, we'll have that AM shower chance for this morning, but sunny and heating up for Wednesday through Friday, cooled off potentially by some more shower and thunderstorm chances for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Thank you, Josh. We go now to entertainment news. We're talking about the center of the showbiz universe. This weekend it happened. It was in San Diego. We're talking about Comic-Con.
Marvel brought out stars and surprises for fans of the MCU. David Daniel looks at some of the biggest moments from Captain America to Dr. Doom.
Hey, Mr. President!
Screams for Harrison Ford as he joined his Captain America Brave New World castmates on the stage of Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con.
It is I, Alexei Shostakov! Let me introduce you to... Oh my God. You guys didn't dress up?
David Harbour was the only member of the Thunderbolts cast to appear in costume.
Exactly 1 year from this weekend, we are releasing Marvel's first family into the MCU, the Fantastic Four.
Marvel chief Kevin Feige revealed the title of The Fantastic Four: First Steps, about to begin filming in the UK. And Joe and Anthony Russo, set to direct Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, revealed who will play classic Fantastic Four villain Victor Von Doom. Robert Downey Jr., whose Iron Man kicked off the MCU before his character died in Avengers Endgame, returns to the fold. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Oh, I love Robert Downey Jr.
I had not seen that. He is such a character.
He is. I miss him as Iron Man, so I'm happy to see him returning. Yes, absolutely.
Do you care about Marvel? No.
Oh, no.
No, but no disrespect to anyone that does.
Are you a DC Comics guy, or you just don't care about any of them?
I just never really liked superheroes growing up. Just not my cup of tea. But again, no disrespect
because you already
to anyone.
are a superhero, right?
Well,
tell us about
maybe not into superheroes, but maybe into athletes. But turning to some Olympic news, the men's triathlon swimming practice was canceled for 2 days straight in Paris. And now the event has been postponed because of poor water quality in the River Seine.
Yeah, Paris had heavy rain on Friday and again on Saturday, and pollution in the river typically jumps after heavy rain.
So the men's triathlon was scheduled for Tuesday, while the women's was Wednesday. And again, it's been moved again.
Yes, to Wednesday. So there is another contingency plan, which involves canceling the swimming leg of the event completely. If they do that, it would become a duathlon, where the athletes will first run, then cycle, and then run again.
Oh, goodness.
More than $1 billion have been spent in trying to clean up Paris's famed river ahead of the games.
I don't know. I find that kind of sad. I don't want to see a duathlon. I want to see a triathlon.
Because you work so hard at all things, and you don't, practice those sequence of events unless you know that's a possibility. I don't know.
I don't know, but I feel like they want to show their skills in all three events.
Oh my gosh. Oh well. Hopefully some good news soon. Well, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest at 5:30, Yakima Valley Emergency Management is providing area residents with a new way to keep track of evacuation zones. We'll tell you about the new evacuation map in just a few minutes.
Plus, he faced controversy as a Richland School Board member and now faces even more as he runs for Washington State Governor. Why Semi Bird's time in the military is now under the microscope. We'll be right back, but first, here are your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, a new tool on Instagram. Users can now create AI versions of themselves. Meta says creators and business owners can use the AI profiles to speak to real humans for them in chat threads and other areas. AI Studio can also generate jokes and memes. Next, ADT is out with its new security system. One feature called Trusted Neighbor allows people you trust to enter your home using smart locks and facial recognition. The system will also integrate with Google Nest cameras. Finally, the world's first powered pants. The Mogo pants, short for Mountain Goat, feature a lightweight electric engine that can boost a hiker's leg strength uphill and absorb the shock of going downhill. They're expected to cost about $5,000 and be available next year. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Andrea Fujii. Have a great day.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. Like 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. Experience it all on America's largest and fastest 5G network. At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of unlimited for only $30 a line. Switch today.
To stay on top of my game, I need to keep up my energy.
Cliff Bar is purposely crafted with 10 grams of protein and organic oats.
Because the more good you put in, the more great you get out.
Cliff, the most important ingredient is you.
You are bountiful. Your hair can grow 590 miles over your lifetime. It's in your nature to grow. Grow thicker, fuller hair with 1 capsule a day of Advanced Hair Complex. Nature's Bounty. It's in your nature.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Jill Sperling.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
Josh, it's been not too bad weather-wise. Like, it's not too hot. I'm kind of liking it.
Yeah, yesterday it felt nice. I'm not going to say it felt fall-like, but it felt like it wasn't in the triple digits.
Closer. I'm ready for spooky season.
Yeah. You're going to be spooked out by some of these temperatures then.
Oh, boy.
Did you like that?
Triple digits.
Yes, those are on the way, but thankfully we're not dealing.
That, by the way.
we're not dealing with them for today, but we are dealing with some more smoke and haze into the Yakima Valley. This live view coming atop the Tandem Ridge. Definitely not the smokiest or the haziest we've seen this view over the past week, but I wouldn't argue that it looks good there necessarily. Now let's move on to temperatures as they are in the 50s and 60s for this morning. So maybe some of us need a very light jacket, but I think a little bit later this morning, it is mainly just going to be t-shirt weather. And then a lot of t-shirt weather for the rest of today, as we'll end up having highs that'll be about 5 degrees below average for this time of the year, so pretty close to 90 degrees within the Tri-Cities. Here's the bottom line for the forecast. We do have some very light showers that are lingering for this morning. Should have clearing skies into the rest of the day. And then after that, we'll start to heat things up for the rest of the week with the heat wave likely peaking for Friday. That means that fire danger is going to be going up. But we do have some fire risk for today. I'll show you what the vegetation is looking like out there coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Turning to state politics now, we are 1 week away from the primary election in Washington. Voters will decide which candidates will remain on the ballot for November's general election.
So that includes the candidates to be Washington's next governor. A recalled Richland School Board member is hoping to be the first Republican governor in the state in 40 years.
But Semi Bird is now facing some controversy about his time in the military. Jordan Smith tells us more.
Homelessness, housing affordability, and crime. Solve it all by spending less. That's Semi Bird's mission, should he be elected to the state's top position. Bird has plans to audit every department in the state to see exactly how the state's $72 billion budget is being spent, then assess cuts from there. His solution for the surging drug use? Up the ante on drug possession laws.
Fentanyl, methamphetamines, should be a Class A felony. It should be a mandatory minimum prison sentence.
Bird blames the presence of 3 cartels for the surging number of drugs and overdoses in the past few years, saying that's who these harsher punishments are designed for. But while cartels, not addicts, are Bird's ideal target, it's difficult to predict how individual cities and police departments would choose to enforce these laws. Bird's campaign has been surrounded by controversy. In a letter from 2009, Bird's superior officer in the military reprimanded him for submitting a false performance evaluation to get a promotion. It also accused him of stolen valor. Our Alexandra Cohen-Yards asked Bird about that.
Is there anything that you would like to say about that?
Love to. And so what we did was we brought out the evidence that actually disproved the negative statements or the defamatory statements that were brought out.
The Washington GOP said Bird's written response to that memo was, quote, "My actions constitute nothing less than a fraud against the United States Army."
The Washington GOP says that reprimand memo did not result in any official punishment or punitive action by the military.
Bird was also ousted from his position on the Richland School Board last year for voting in favor of violating the state's mask mandate in February of 2022.
More election news. One thing voters could see on their ballots is Initiative 2117.
The initiative is to repeal carbon cap and invest program measures. Let's Go Washington held an event in Richland to give people a taste of what the initiative is about by cutting down gas prices for 2 hours to reflect the average gas price per gallon.
Apple Valley News Now spoke with a Let's Go Washington member to find out what the initiative covers.
It's repealing the hidden gas tax, which is what we did here today with 2117, allowing people to opt out of the state-run long-term care program, which takes 0.58% out of every paycheck that you get. It's repealing the capital gains income tax, and then it's protecting natural gas and energy choice for people across the state.
The deadline to vote is November 5th at 8 p.m.
Yakima Valley Emergency Management has launched a new tool.
It's an interactive map that lets people know if they need to evacuate their homes. And you can find it on the Yakima Valley Emergency website. Residents can put in their address to check and see if they are under an evacuation notice.
Areas in yellow are under level 2 get set, which means to be prepared to evacuate. But areas that are in the red zone means it's a level 3 go now evacuation notice.
And then we have green, which is for level 1, there's a fire in the area. And if your house in the area has no color, it means you're not in any evacuation zones at that time.
Emergency officials are also urging people to sign up for Alert Yakima, which can give you real-time updates when evacuation notices change for your area.
In partnership with the Yakima County Fire Chiefs Association, the Yakima County Fire Marshal has issued new restrictions to the county-wide burn ban for unincorporated Yakima County.
It's effective immediately. All outdoor burning is banned in that area. The additional restriction is in response to the active and destructive wildfires burning in Yakima County and the hazards posed by high temperatures and dry conditions. The fire danger forecast for Benton County residents is now listed as extreme, and that'll be until further notice.
This means no residential burning is permitted within city limits and adjacent areas. Officials say if the map online states no restrictions, you must call the burn line prior to the burning of any pile.
This is due to environmental conditions such as wind and inversions that'll prohibit any burning. For residential burning, call 509-783-6198, and before agricultural burning, call 509-783-6570. The Oregon State Fire Marshal's Office brought in first responder therapy dogs for its firefighters.
Proby and Barney have been providing frontline comfort and support to help with firefighter mental health as they continue to battle fires this fire season. The Oregon State Fire Marshal's Office says the therapy dogs have been guided by their handler, Assistant Chief Deputy Amber Cross with OSFM.
Fire officials say the therapy dogs have been making a difference in the lives of their firefighters by helping them stay strong and resilient.
Well, the National Horseshoe Pitchers Association World Tournament is underway in the Tri-Cities.
Up next on Good Morning Northwest, we'll hear from a 27-time world champion competing at the event. Keep it here. We'll be right back.
Stacy Lee, KFKView First Alert Weather. Watch tonight.
There was a time when you could get a complete meal for just $5, but you gotta go way back. Well, just a Tuesday. Yes, Tuesdays at A&W, single Papa Burger combos complete with fries and a root beer cost just $5. This all-time great deal is available Tuesdays only at A&W.
Drive into summer with the rugged Honda Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot. Summer is for exploring, so get outdoors, kick up some dust, get muddy, or just find that perfect campsite. All from Honda, the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. So act now to get an offer you'll love. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
Communist China poses an economic and national security threat to America.
And Dan Newhouse is the leader in Congress fighting for our security.
Dan stood up to Communist China and wrote the bill to stop them from buying up American farms and ranches.
And Dan's working to secure the border and stop the flow of deadly Chinese fentanyl through Mexico and into our communities.
Where Joe Biden fails us, Dan Newhouse fights for us.
I'm Dan Newhouse, and I approve this message to stand up to Communist China and to secure our border.
Goodwill provides opportunities for those that might have barriers to employment.
Those barriers could be disabilities all the way up to recently incarcerated, and our job is to find a way to give these folks the skills to find gainful employment in the community.
We provide such a wide variety of training. Our ECC organizations can get somebody a job.
The relationships that are built through those programs gives these organizations a long-time employee if they so wish.
Goodwill. Donate, shop, impact locally.
Phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected. Which is ironic. Don't you think? We try to put our phones down, but we need to pick them up to see the menu. We can't watch something without also watching something else.
Ironic.
Ironic. But look, here's a phone company who wants you to use your phone less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Traffic jam. Ugh, and I'm already late.
KFC's fan favorite country fried steak is just $5.99 every Wednesday. It's a complete meal with your favorite sides. Best of all, it's just $5.99. Country fried steak, $5.99 Wednesdays only at KFC.
Shut up! I've got to hear this. Hard day. I'm here to do business. I am a judge. It sounds funny when I said it.
Look who's waking up with GMA this week.
Good morning, America.
Matt Damon, live. Nev Campbell, live. Elizabeth Banks, live. And Carrie Underwood with an epic live performance in the park on Good Morning, America.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We're seeing temperatures this morning that are mostly in the 50s and 60s. It's 54 for Snoqualmie Pass, 61 for Cle Elum, and 66 degrees this morning for Ellensburg. Down into the Yakima Valley, also seeing that mixture of 50s and 60s, 59 for Yakima, 60 for Union Gap, 60 degrees for Toppenish. And then for the lower Columbia Basin, looks like it's mainly just 60s for this morning. 65 for Benton City, 67 for Tri-Cities, 62 for Mesa. And then into Morrow, Umatilla, and Walla Walla counties, also 60s, at least for the foothills, but up into the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains, we're seeing 50s, like in places like Ukiah and Meacham. A little bit later today, it's still going to be cooler compared to average. We'll be about 5 degrees below average, so most of us will end up in the 80s. We are tracking some lingering showers and thunderstorms for this morning, but into the afternoon should be clearing skies and pretty good air quality. And the fire start risk for today, it's not zero, but it's definitely not as high as it has been. Fire fuel energy only into the 59th percentile compared to historical values for Kittitas and Yakima counties, still up into the 75th percentile for the lower Columbia Basin, and then into the 74th percentile for the Blue Mountains. But I am expecting these numbers to go way up as temperatures are slated to go way up, specifically into the later portions of this week. I'll tell you just how hot we could trend coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. In some community news, Kennewick is playing host to some of the world's greatest horseshoe pitchers.
The National Horseshoe Pitchers Association World Tournament kicked off on Monday at the Toyota Center.
So this is the first time the Horseshoe World Tournament has taken place in the Tri-Cities, and it lasts all week. There's top-tier competition happening at the Toyota Center once again, and it is open to the public.
Now, we sat down with 27-time world champion Alan Francis, who says even if you haven't seen it happen before, to come by and take a look.
Kind of the casual player who's not been around horseshoe a whole lot will maybe be surprised at how good some of the players are because it's a tough sport.
It does look like a tough sport. Qualifiers and practices are happening until Wednesday, and the finals take place Thursday through Saturday. Also, Apple Valley News Now's Restaurant Showdown is looking for the best restaurant in our area.
Now, we started about 3 weeks ago with 64 restaurants, and after 3 rounds and more than 5,000 votes, now only 8 restaurants remain.
Dun dun dun. So to vote for your top 4 restaurants, using your mobile phone, scan the QR code on your screen right now, or if you'd rather vote on a desktop or laptop, click on Contest at applevalleynewsnow.com and select Restaurant Showdown.
After voting, be sure to enter to win a $25 gift card from STCU. There's more information at applevalleynewsnow.com.
In Oregon now, a volunteer group in Portland known for helping people recover their stolen cars is marking a big milestone.
The group helped locate a stolen motorcycle that was stolen several months ago. It was the 3,000th vehicle recovery since the group sprang into action nearly 3 years ago.
Paulina Aguilar spoke with the group's founder about his mission.
Restore that little bit of faith in humanity has been a really great experience.
Cindy Eskins is in tears after a motorcycle that belonged to her late husband was returned. That's thanks to the Guardians Theft Recovery, a volunteer group that help people find their stolen vehicles.
We're glad and grateful we could help return that keepsake to her, and in his memory, we think he was probably smiling down from above on us that day.
In April, the Harley Davidson was stolen from her home in Yamhill County. Nick says tracking the culprit down was a challenge.
Tracking him took us all the way to Seaside, Oregon City, across many counties, working in various jurisdictions.
With the help of Yamhill County sheriffs, the bike was found 3 months later in a garage in Tualatin.
We contacted local police and the sheriff's department, let them know, hey, Guardians Theft Recovery is coming into your town. You're going to see guys riding around on motorcycles looking for a thief. Just in case you get a call, just want you to know that the guys on the Harleys are the good guys.
And in just 3 hours, they recovered the Harley.
I choked up myself. I love it. If I could have that feeling every day and go to bed with that smile on my face every night, that would be fantastic.
Nick says his 80-person crew on motorcycles have a passion for helping people.
Night crew has 10 guys, and they work from about 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. every night, and they're mostly retired veterans.
And hopes to one day reach even bigger milestones.
Motorcycles in general represent kind of one of our last true unadulterated freedoms we can have. And when that's taken from you, that's taking a part of you. It feels like I've found my calling, like this is what I'm supposed to do with my time.
Now it's unclear if the thief in this case was caught or is facing any charges.
Up next on Good Morning Northwest, the fire danger forecast for Benton County residents is now listed as extreme.
We'll tell you what exactly this means and have more of your top stories coming up in your 5 o'clock morning sprint. We'll be right back.
David, did you remember to get me an anniversary present?
Anniversary? Of course! It's Mattress Depot USA's anniversary sale.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
I learned the value of hard work right here in these fields as my immigrant parents pick crops. I graduated from Yakima Valley College and Gonzaga, worked for Congress and the state legislature. Now I'm running for state senate because we need someone who will fight for Central Washington. We're losing good paying jobs and warehouses are closing. I'm Maria Beltran and I ask for your vote because our best days are ahead of us.
Paid for by friends Maria Beltran.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. At my law firm, we have a team that knows big truck wrecks. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Call the heavy hitter. When I call the insurance companies, they listen. Hit by a big truck, I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
I have prepared Thomas's breakfast for you to savor together.
Thanks, Tom. Hey, are English muffins from England?
Heavens, no. They're from the pantry.
Are you from England?
Nay, I am also from the pantry. Huzzah! A toast to breakfast.
As a mother and community leader, I know what it means to work hard and make tough decisions. Como miembro de nuestra comunidad, I've seen firsthand the challenges we face. We need affordable groceries, quality healthcare, and safety in our neighborhoods. I am committed to listening and working for everyone in our community. Juntos podemos crear un futuro mejor para el 14th District. I am Ana Ruiz Kennedy. Echémosle ganas. I'll be honored to earn your vote.
A Tri-Cities hike with a view.
By going up, you see all these different views. So by the time you get to the top, you really get connected with the community.
Candy Mountain.
I just love looking at all of that.
Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight.
You deserve a great mattress. Get one now with no credit needed for just $39 down and 100 days same as cash. Only at Mattress Depot USA.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Watch live with Kelly and Mark weekdays at 9.
Now, the morning sprint.
It is 5:49, time for your morning sprint in this 5 o'clock hour.
We're going to take you right to your 6 a.m. hour. First up, here's the top 5 local things you need to know this morning.
Starting off, there are more than 400 firefighters working 16-hour days to put out the retreat fire southwest of Natchez. So far, fire officials say they've been able to protect many of the structures threatened by this fire. Right now, the priority is establishing a fire line between the flames and structures on the outskirts of Tieton and Cowichy.
Yakima Valley Emergency Management has launched a new interactive map to let people know about evacuation zones. Residents can put in their address to check and see if they're under an evacuation notice. Areas in yellow are under level 2, get set, which means be prepared to evacuate. But areas that are in the red zone means it's a level 3 go now evacuation notice.
The Yakima County Fire Marshal has issued new restrictions to the countywide burn ban for unincorporated Yakima County. Effective immediately, all outdoor burning is banned there. The additional restriction is in response to the active and destructive wildfires burning in the county and the hazards posed by high temperatures and dry conditions.
The fire danger forecast for Benton County residents is now listed as extreme. This means no residential burning is permitted within city limits and adjacent areas. Officials say if the map online states no restrictions, you must call the burn line prior to the burning of any pile. This is due to environmental conditions such as wind and inversions that will prohibit any burning.
Pasco residents are being targeted by scammers. City officials say scammers are calling Pasco utility customers and requesting payment over the phone. The city says it will never ask for card information over the phone. These calls are usually made after city business hours.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Well, we continue to track just these very light showers that are exiting the region right now in portions of Morrow and Umatilla counties. Also, this very light shower that's in the upper valley of Yakima County. Hopefully, some of that can actually fall on top of the retreat fire. That would be very nice and very convenient. Okay, let's show you what happens to all this a little bit later in the day with Futurecast. And it's going to be a pretty short-lived affair for this morning, as we're expecting mostly dry conditions, and you can see into the afternoon we'll start to see the clouds breaking apart as well. So for today, mostly dry, especially into the afternoon. We'll see mostly sunny skies, a very light haze for most of Yakima County, although the smoke could be a little bit thicker the closer you are to the flames of the retreat fire. But other than that, comfortable temperatures for today will be about 5 degrees below average, most of us in the 80s, and winds will gust out of the northwest for Kittitas and Yakima counties, out of the west and southwest for the rest of us between 20 to 30 miles per hour. For tonight, the winds could continue to gust upwards of maybe 20, 25 miles per hour for the Kittitas Valley. Should be pretty light winds for the rest of us. Overnight lows dropping off into the 50s, pretty cool. Should have pretty clear skies except for some of that haze in Yakima County. Wednesday and Thursday are both looking pretty dry. Then we have another little set of small shower and thunderstorm chances for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And that could spell big time trouble, especially with how dry our fuels could get. And our fuels will be so dry because we'll turn so hot, back up into the triple digits for the Tri-Cities starting on Thursday between 105 to 110 for Friday. So we just can't shake these triple digits. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. More sunshine for today, triple digits by Thursday, and again between 105 to 110 by Friday. For Yakima, hazy and smoky, specifically downwind of the retreat fire, near 105 for Friday. Small shower and thunderstorm chances for Sunday and Monday. For Hermiston, lots of sunshine through Friday, highs above 100 for Thursday and beyond, and clouds maybe keeping us a little bit cooler for Saturday, providing us more shade at the very least. And then for Walla Walla, an AM shower chance for this morning, sunny and heating up for Wednesday through Friday, and cooled off potentially by some shower and thunderstorm chances for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
International headlines now. In an interview yesterday, former President Donald Trump said he would, quote, probably end up debating Harris.
He then said he could, quote, make a case for not doing it. When asked why, Trump said because voters already know everything about both candidates. Trump previously agreed to debate Biden a second time in September on ABC.
The list of potential running mates for Vice President Kamala Harris just got a little shorter. North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper has taken himself out of consideration as a VP pick for the presumptive Democratic presidential nominee. He said the timing of a national campaign is not right for himself or North Carolina.
He also said he was honored to be considered and supports Harris' campaign. Cooper was viewed as one of the top contenders for the role. The Harris campaign declined to comment.
In your business headlines now, Americans continue to turn their backs on McDonald's.
Sales at U.S. stores fell 0.7% last quarter compared to the same period a year earlier. Globally, sales dropped 1%. McDonald's is enacting a plan to bring back price-conscious customers dubbed Accelerating the Arches.
It focuses on value meals like the $5 meal deal introduced earlier this summer. Starbucks, Burger King, Wendy's, and other rivals are also reporting less foot traffic and lower overall sales. Customers have pulled back spending on food away from home because of higher prices caused by inflation.
A new poll shows 54% of renters think they will never be able to afford a home. The housing market is facing an affordability crisis because of surging home prices and high mortgage rates.
When it comes to age, younger Americans are more hopeful the situation will change. The poll found 53% of adults younger than 45 who want to buy a home believe it's likely that'll happen eventually, and that's compared to just 32% of people older than 45.
A health alert now out of Yakima County. Test results from the Yakima Health District show a harmful algal bloom at Elton Pond in East Sela. Results show the pond exceeded the recreational limit of a potent liver toxin. YHD has added warning signs around the pond to notify people that it's unsafe for them and their pets, and tests will be conducted weekly. The FDA approved a simple blood test as a screening option for colorectal cancer. The Shield test is shown to be about 88% effective at detecting stages 1, 2, and 3 and can only detect the presence of the cancer. It is for adults age 45 and up with an average risk for the disease. It works by detecting tumor DNA in blood samples, and your doctor would have to order it for you. The price has not been announced, but it does meet the requirements for Medicare reimbursement. It's expected to launch this week. Check this out now. If you've ever visited the Pasco Police Department's social media pages, they are pretty funny with their captions. Yeah, well, they posted this over the weekend to their Facebook page and wrote, quote, "You may be speed, but we are Pasco Police, and we don't want to pull you over like what happened to Mr. Lightning McQueen here. So slow down, drive sober, don't text and drive, and just be safe."
Now, they do want to clarify that the driver was sober and volunteered to help get the message out about driving sober. They are thanking Matt at Muscle Motors for bringing down Mr. McQueen, former 7-time Piston Cup champion. Who could forget?
Very cool.
I always love Pasco Police's captions. And
very entertaining, yeah, for sure.
I would have loved to see that car. Well, coming up next at 6 on Good Morning Northwest, an investigation is underway after a deadly crash in Yakima County. What we know so far. Plus the latest on the Park Fire, one of the largest fires to ever hit California.
And I'll have your first alert weather forecast, including a look at all the fires burning in our region. See you back here at 6.